Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome back once again to our lecture series on the glories of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pushtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastata Deshatarine. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So once again, we're continuing with our mini-series on stimulation for ecstatic love, and this will be part 110. And today we'll continue to discuss the fourth quality of Krishna that distinguishes him from Lord Narayan, namely Rupa Madhuri, his extraordinary beauty. Now previously we discussed in detail Krishna's face, so today I would like to go deeper into that subject by discussing the finer aspects of Krishna's facial features. Interesting class. So to get us started, the Brajabasi poet Keshava Goswami compares Krishna's facial features to 9 precious gemstones. Keshava Goswami lived around 1675 in Navadvip, and he wrote many poetries and pastimes in Bengali, Oriya, and Brajbuli languages. Famous person. He wrote as follows: Krishna's wide, beautiful face is like a dazzling diamond. His eyebrows are like blue sapphires. His eyes are like embedded pearls. His lashes are like gomed agam, or hessonite. His nose is like a string of corals. His lips are like beautiful rubies. His chin is like a yellow sapphire. His cheeks are like cat's-eye gems, and his ears are rare emeralds. Keshava the poet says, may these Navaratna-like features, which are embedded in the pendant-like heart of Sri Radha, protect devotees at all times and in all ages. All ages. Now, the poet Govindadas, again one of the 8 famous poets in the Balabhacharya line, mercifully goes one step further. He writes, O brother, look at the moon-like face of Krishna. His broad forehead is the resting place of all good fortune. His nose is the pride of Cupid. His lips are all auspicious. His cheeks are cups filled with sweet nectar. His ears are fans of divinity. Fans of divinity. His eyes are like lakes of coryllium. His eyelashes are petals of a rose. His brows are the bow of Lord Shiva. His chin is the estate of luxury and opulence. Govindadas would sacrifice his everything for the coolant face of the Lord. The coolant face of the Lord. So beautiful. Now, what's interesting is that Krishna's face is often beautified by decorative paintings, which we call in modern day ISKCON gopi dots. I'm not sure who made up that term, gopi dots, the face painting, which we do often at festivals. But in Sanskrit, they're actually known as makara chinha. Makara chinha. And makara chinha literally means Cupid's sign. Cupid's sign. And the acharyas say that by looking at Krishna's face when decorated with makara chinha, these beautiful face decorations, a deep love for him is invoked in one's heart. And every day, Mother Yasoda, the cowherd boys, and the gopis, they all decorate Krishna's cheeks and forehead with these designs, these painting designs. I researched the matter and found out that these marks are painted on Krishna's cheeks with different materials of natural colors. A few are listed in the scripture known as Makara Chandrika, by a devotee called Ramakrishna Chakravarti. And it's really interesting. The color pink comes from kumkuma mixed with turmeric. The color yellow comes from hartamlika, which means it's a yellow mineral. The white paint comes from kandiya, which means white lime. And saffron comes from chandan, sandalwood paste mixed with saffron. We know that because in deity worship we make the chandan and we add some saffron and it comes out a beautiful saffron color. The blue paintings come from Nila Ma, which means indigo mineral. The green colors come from Pata, which means green leaves. The blood red colors come from Dandima. Dandima means red pomegranate. They use red pomegranates to make the painting blood red. The brown colors come from Kata, which is the resin from a lac tree. And black comes from Kajal, or Coryllium. Of course, nowadays devotees use these colors for gopi dots at festivals, etc., from artificial substances. But wouldn't it be nice to use these natural substances mentioned again, revive the tradition? Of course, they're not so easy to find in the West. Now, a particular design is drawn as a series of dots coming down from Krishna's forehead towards his cheeks, with a 3-petal lotus flowing downward. That design is called a Kopala Mandan pattern. Take note. A Kopala Mandan pattern means that this particular design is drawn from a series of dots coming down from Krishna's forehead towards his cheeks, with a 3-petal lotus flowing downward at the end of that design. That's called a Kopala Mandan pattern. Pujaris can listen and make these designs on the deities' faces because it's authorized. A vine of leaves coming down from his forehead towards his cheeks with a rose flower blossoming at the end is known as Kapala Kali design. Pujaris. Kapala Kali design. Then a series of dots flowing down from Krishna's forehead with small flowers in between the dots, and at the end with several fish opening their mouths downwards, is known as a Makara Mandana design. Makara Mandana design. A curved line coming downwards from Krishna's forehead towards his cheek, with 2 dancing peacocks facing each other at the end, is known as a Mayura Biti Kalpana design. And a line with many mangles with small intervals in between, alongside an upside down mango at the end, is known as Pratam Chandrika Modha design. This is interesting. A series of dots coming from Krishna's forehead to his chin are known as Mahakapala Mandana design, and 2 suns under double-wheeled circles painted on Krishna's cheeks are known as Prema Kapalam design. And 2 fish, 2 cuckoo birds, and 2 peacocks painted on his forehead are known as Rasa Mandana design. That's not all. Small birds flying in a V shape on top of his brows are known as Vihanga Mandanam design. Hare Krishna. So, to paint the designs on Krishna's face, Mother Yasoda uses a golden needle called Jagat Mohini, a leaf-shaped needle named Vishva Vandini, a round flat needle called Bindi, a sharp-edged golden needle called Ankusha, a soft cotton bud plus sparkling powder known as abraka, and a small cowtail fan to dry the designs. To dry these designs, she uses a small cotton bud and plus a sparkling powder known as abraka and a small cowtail fan, and that's how she dries all the paintings. This is a nectarian, isn't it? And Surdas, our famous poet Surdas, describes all these beautiful designs, the different paintings on Krishna's cheeks in one of his poems, I found, as follows. He writes, summarizing it all, "The beauty of Shyam's dark cloud-like face is painted with dots of stars made out of chandan. His beautiful face resembles an ocean at night, with white curvy lines like waves coming onto the shores of his cheeks. His flower-like face glows during the day, and bumblebee-like designs decorate it. Surdas says, the beautiful face of Giridhari is like a temple which is painted with the love of Mother Yasoda. Like a temple which is painted with the love of Mother Yasoda. Wow. And now we know what particular types of designs she does, the gopis do, the cowherd boys do, and where they get the colors from, the pigments. Now, the following pastime is popular amongst the Brajbasis, and I'll share it with you. Once Krishna came to Radha to ask her to play a game of Shataranja. Shataranja means, and it's actually an ancient game, something akin to chess. And he said to Radharani, Dearest Radhe, if I win, what will you give me as a prize? And Radha replied, O Shyam, you already have my everything. But if I lose this game, I will be your servant, life after life. But Shyam, what will you give me if I win the game? So Krishna said, Radha, I will be your chira, C-H-E-R-A, the servant of your words. Whatever you say, I will obey. So Radha said, what if I will say, Krishna, bring me the moon? And Krishna cleverly replied, O Radhe, just thinking about your effulgence, the moon feels shame because it is less bright. If I go get the moon for you, he will die from shyness. He will die from shyness. So Radha smiled, hearing Krishna's answer. And after playing a few rounds of this game, guess what? She won. Radha won. And she said, O Shyam, as you can see, now you have lost the game. Therefore you have to become my chera, my servant of my words. So Krishna replied, O my Swamini, my love, I will do whatever you say. So Radha said, then Krishna, you come late in the evening to the grove of Rata Malati. There's a grove called Rata Malati, where moonlight comes filtering through the leaves of the trees. And Krishna said, as you say, my Swamini. So in the evening, Shri Radha, after decorating herself, reached that grove. But after waiting many hours, Krishna had still not arrived, as often happens. So Radharani, what did she do? She spent time counting the stars and smelling flowers to distract herself while crying in separation. And in this way, she spent the whole night waiting for Shyam. Then finally, as the night started to draw to a close, Krishna arrived at the grove. But when Radharani saw the painted designs on Krishna's face that she had seen earlier that day had vanished, she became suspicious. And she said to him, "O love of my life heir, why did you come so late?" So Krishna folded his hands and humbly said, "O Priya, as I walked through the Vrindavan forest, a flower vine somehow bound my entire body, and it was very difficult to get disentangled. Thus I spent the whole night freeing myself from it. I apologize for coming so late to our meeting." But Radharani manifested her anger. She replied, "O Shyamasundar, it's obvious that your face paintings have been cleared away not by a flower vine, but by the sweet kisses of another gopi of the name Chandravali." So Krishna immediately became embarrassed and he apologized, saying, "My beloved, the night is about to end. Let us walk together under the last rays of the moon, enjoying the sights and sounds of the Vrindavan forest." And persuaded by her Sakis, Radharani gave up her anger, and the divine couple performed Abhishara. It's a beautiful word. Abhishara. Abhishara means they're roaming pastimes. They're roaming pastimes. And just before the sun rose on the eastern horizon, in a grove named Makara Vilas Kunj, Makara Vilas Kunj, Sri Radha repainted beautiful fish-like designs on Krishna's beautiful cheeks. The poet Kishore Das says, Balihara, Balihara, I sacrifice everything to the beautiful divine couple who are situated in the grove of painting designs. Situated in the grove of painting designs. Makara Vilas Kunja. Wow, let's go there at our next Kartik Parikrama 2025. So let us finish today with verse from Sri Shukashari Shtava. Sri Shukashari Shtava. We've quoted many times. First part, verse 105, by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, author of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He writes, the most prominent feature of Krishna's face is his noble forehead. One of Braja's parrots once said, I glorify Hari's forehead, framed by his curling locks of hair, and the two vines of his eyebrows, splendid as the Krishnastami moon, decorated with beautiful designs, drawn in Govardhan's pigments, and bearing splendid kumkuma tilak. It is Kamadev's trap to catch the deer of Radha's heart. It is Kamadev's trap to catch the deer of Sri Radha's heart. Hare Krishna. So that's all for today. We're spending a lot of time describing beautiful details of Krishna's face as a stimulus for awakening our dormant love for the Lord. I'm sure it will work in due course of time. And we'll be back next Friday with more nectar. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Shri Radharani Sundar ki, Vrindavaneshwari Srimati Radharani ki, Vrindavan Samoras ki, Mayapur Dham ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yajna ki, Transcendental Book Distribution ki, Transcendental Festivals ki, Prashadam Distribution ki, all forms of Sankirtan ki, back home, back to Godhead. Jai Jai Sri Sri Radhe Shyam. Glories